Hi, how you doing today? I'm doing good. I've been away for a while, but I'm back. I'm sitting in my beautiful hometown right now in the park. I just figured this would be a great scene, better than the house. Anyways, since December 22nd of last year, I was in the hospital from about December to March, end of March. Anyways, pretty much the whole time, in and out for here and there, a couple days, but mostly in. While I was in there, I went in because I couldn't stop throwing up and my stomach was all messed up, and I pretty much lived on a clear liquid diet. It was terrible. If you've ever been into the hospital, clear liquid diet is the worst you could ever possibly have to do. It consists of Jello, chicken or beef consomme, which is the worst stuff on earth, and then tea or coffee, no cream, and that's terrible. So I spent a lot of time in there doing that, lost 20 pounds, ended up getting a feeding tube that was connected to my stomach and my jejunal. Your jejunal is below your stomach, and they bypass the stomach totally and pump food into the jejunal. They had to pump put another tube into my stomach and literally pump anything that I ate or drank out of it. So that was pretty dang terrible also. I never want to go through that again. I was told by my doctors that I have CHS, or cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome, which is usually characterized by nausea, vomiting, and colicky stomach or abdominal pains. I had all three. They say that if you take frequent hot showers or baths during that time, then you have this cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome, or CHS, which is caused from smoking too much pot. I had a really hard time believing that, and I really think it's more of what's put into the pot and how it's made. The chemicals, certain places use different chemicals to make it more potent, and I believe that's what was making me sick. Since then, I have smoked homegrown stuff that I know where it came from, what was put into it, and I haven't gotten sick. Granted, I don't smoke as often as I used to. You know, I do little puffs here and there, more for pain than anything. I still have a pain patch on 50 milligrams of fentanyl, which are terrible, and you know, other pain medicines that I had to take. And my life is consumed with medications, and I hate it. I've never had to do this before, and now I'm stuck. I just got a bone marrow, my second bone marrow biopsy. The first one showed that I have a high blast count. So high blast count normally means you have leukemia and you need a bone marrow transplant, from what I understand. That's a little scary. I find out on the first, because I had to get a second one done, if that's the case or not. I'm really strong though, and I think that I can get through this. I've decided I'm going to make a bucket list and put everything on there that I would love to do before I kick the bucket. My first and foremost, but the most important thing to me is finding an Airstream trailer, a Bambi Airstream, and something to pull it other than my Buick, because I don't think that my Buick would pull it, and going on the road. I just think that would be so awesome. I think I've talked about it before, so that's my goal, my number one on my bucket list. You know, I have other things too. I haven't quite even started it, but I know I want to. I really feel like I have, as some of my friends would say, the gene lottery. I hit the gene lottery where everything possible goes wrong with my body, and it's really frustrating to me. I've lost my I had to get my gallbladder removed. I had a cannabinoid, I had a tumor in my impula that they had to take out, and it was, I'm totally blanking on what the name of it is now, but it was a cancerous tumor, and they had to pretty much, they did it with a scope, an ERCP first when they went down my throat, and they tried to get it all, and they couldn't, so then they had to go through my chest and all the intestines in here and burn the rest or cut the rest of it out. And after that, I ended up in the hospital for another week, feeling sick to my stomach and throwing up, and I couldn't stop, and it was terrible. I was having nightmares because of I still had the food pump in, and so I was having these terrible nightmares. The food was just coming out of everywhere. It was horrible. And finally they gave me a drug called Haldol that is for antipsychotics, and I swear I'll never take that drug again. It worked. It stopped the nauseousness, but the side effects were terrible, and I totally understand why people who are psychotic or whatever, bipolar or whoever, have to take those medicines to make them not. I understand why they don't, because that's not a way to live. I was on it for 2 days, and I hated it, every minute of it. Let me see, other than that, I moved back to my hometown, Northport, and I love it here. It's green and quiet, and my friends and family and my whole town who supports me and has had my back, and throughout all that I've been doing and going through, it's been great. I'm a little afraid about this whole leukemia thing, because I don't have full-blooded siblings. I don't know my dad. I can't find him anywhere. My mom's dead. I don't talk to one of my sisters, so finding a bone marrow match, doesn't look good unless, by some miracle. And I do get pretty lucky, for all the bad things that happen, good things tend to counteract. So that's okay, but I'm hoping either there's a bone marrow donor that just matches me and I don't have to go through a search. My biggest thing is I hope that all my blast count is back down and everything's back to normal. But my white blood count is low, and now I have high platelets, which they can't understand. So pretty much I'm like a mystery. My NF is okay right now. I go back in another 6 months to check up with my doctor, but as of right now, I'm doing okay. I have a few tumors in my chest that are pushing out, and they cause pain every once in a while, and it's like a sharp stabbing knife, and it's terrible. It hurts really bad. I get some lower abdominal pain that puts me down too. It's uncomfortable and it sucks. The biggest thing is, through all the stuff, that I remain strong and keep, trying to keep my head up and help others if possible. I don't feel like I'm doing enough to help. I feel like there's something I should be doing, and I just don't know what it is. Anyway, I'm not sure what else to say. This has been long anyways. You're all probably pretty bored and have stopped watching. But all in all, I feel great. I'm sore here and there. Have my bad days, have my good days. I like to sleep a lot. But I'm still here, and I'm enjoying life, and I plan to keep enjoying it until it's gone. So I love you all, and I hope you are doing well and enjoying your summer. Love you.